The U.S. property casualty industry, which at first blush appears to be well on its way to a second straight year of strong performance. But competitive pressure and emerging risks are just a few factors that could swing the pendulum the other way in 2015 and beyond. Group Vice President Anthony Diodato spoke about these areas of concern bubbling under the surface, which are also reflected in AM Best industry outlooks, stable for personal lines, but negative for the reinsurance and commercial line sectors.
The industry is going through a very interesting time. AM Best is estimating that 2014 will be the second consecutive year that they will generate underwriting profit. That profit will combine with other factors, and at the end of the year, we feel that they will estimate a larger surplus recorded for the industry. We're projecting 2015 to be another year of underwriting profitability, and if that does come to fruition, it'll be the first time in over 40 years that the industry will have 3 consecutive years of our underwriting profitability. Now, some of the areas of concerns that we have is that prolonged low interest rate environment. It's just not going away, and we don't see it changing anytime in the future. The other area is the persistent competitive marketplaces. Same characteristics. It has been here, it's been hanging around. We don't see it leaving anytime soon. And the last is one that is everlasting with AM Best is our concern about reserve adequacy. And that's because, as our default studies have shown year after year, the number one reason for impairments or insolvent companies and downgrades is inadequate reserving. Intuitively, the more surplus gives the company and the industry more ability to pay claims. The key question that we have to answer is, how is that surplus being deployed? Now, we've seen companies that are taking capital, what they deem to be excess, and return to shareholders or stakeholders. We see reinvesting themselves in their infrastructure, in their IT systems, putting legacy systems to bed and putting new systems in place that let them be more efficient in their processing of business. We see the investment in capital models or predictive models that help them price their business and manage their risk better, all favorable characteristics to deploy capital. We also saw recently there have been a number of acquisitions where you see companies that are looking to add on to their business profile. They either need a different distribution, a different product, a different geographic exposure that they are acquiring, and companies are being willing to be acquired. All positive aspects of deploying capital. The area that brings us most angst is when companies are taking excess capital and they're compromising their underwriting discipline. And when you do that and start underpricing business to either maintain or gain market share in a soft market, it will eventually erode your profitability because your reserves that you're setting are going to come in deficient. You're going to have to bolster up your reserves, and eventually that will impact your capital adequacy, and your capital will be coming down, and a combination of those factors will most likely result in a downgrade. So the underwriting discipline and not letting it being wavered because of outside pressures, and having a committed and a proactive risk management process. ERM is essential for companies. Risks are changing constantly, and companies that have a process that allows them to identify and manage and mitigate and price their risk are ones that will continue to prosper, build their capital strength, irrespective of what the market conditions. So from a rating perspective, we're looking for companies that remain committed to their underwriting and have that proactive enterprise risk management process that allows them to look to the future and to look at that risk, not avoid it, but to price for it so that there's no deterioration in their underwriting profitability.
We'd like to thank AM Best for their contribution to our program. If you'd like to see more of the First Monday series, visit the AM Best website.